Hello and welcome to Side B and our brand new episode of this book club style podcast, where every month we take a book, comic, movie, game, show, and or some other media and talk about it with help from you, the community. The one rule for this podcast is that anything we talk about must be of monsters and mechs. Alright, today's episode is about the first season of the tokusatsu web series Kamen Rider Amazons, or Amazon Riders, depending on where you live and how much of a shit you give about a 40-year-old Japanese superhero show. And with you today, as always, is me, Billy, our co-host Seth, and our guest host, Hunter.
Hello.
That's Hunter.
I'm Seth. Hi.
Yep, that's Seth. This is Billy. Alright, real quick, what do you guys know about Kamen Rider?
Absolutely nothing.
I'm with him.
Alright,
Yep.
Cool.
I watched the show, though.
Well, this one?
Yeah.
This
Okay.
one.
Alright, I've watched a lot of them. If you know anything about it, I started with O's, and I've seen a good chunk of everything since then, at least.
When did O's come out?
2010-ish?
Okay.
Something like that?
Alright.
Yeah. Alright, and then, yeah, that's good enough. Alright, so I forget where I got it. It's from one of the Wikipedias. No! Okay, I remember it. This is from the Wikipedia, then I'm going to read something from Amazon, because it's kind of hilarious, Amazon Prime describing its own series. Alright, so Kamen Rider Amazons, known in the overseas market as Amazon Riders, is a 2016 Japanese tokusatsu web series. It is a darker and more mature reimagining of the 1974 television series Kamen Rider Amazon, and part of Toei's superhero year celebrating the 45th anniversary of the Kamen Rider series, as well as the 40th anniversary of the Super Sentai series. Amazon Riders was originally exclusively released through Amazon Video in Japan on April 1st, 2016, and an English subtitled version of the series launched on Amazon Prime for Western audiences on April 19th, 2018, which is what we're talking about. And Amazon Prime in America describes Amazon Riders as the fourth production in the Kamen Rider series, focusing on Haruka and Jin, one tame, the other wild. The show introduces us to these contrasting Amazon Riders. The mentalities of various characters inevitably draw the viewer deeper into the mystery of this dramatic story.
Wow. I wonder how they describe shows that aren't their own.
Yeah. And then, yeah, it says the fourth production in the Kamen Rider series, which it's technically to American audiences, the fourth Kamen Rider thing that we've ever, officially had. Alright. And then, yep, it's 13 episodes, each about half an hour long. We've all seen it. Hunter, well, what'd you think overall, the series?
So I was watching it, and I was
Wait, before, I forgot, I was going to read something.
Okay.
Something else. This, on the fan wiki, alert, warning, the series contains scenes of graphic violence, blood, body horror, alcohol drinking, cannibalism, nudity, and mild language, gun violence, several slashes, and body dismemberment. Viewer discretion is advised.
Is the nudity talking about when the one guy rips his clothes off?
I don't know.
Maybe.
Because it's...
You never see anything.
Yeah, that is talking about season 1 and 2.
Okay.
So there might be a lot of nudity in season 2. Maybe not a lot. It could be just...
Might be one butt scene.
Ooh, butt.
Alright, but with those warnings, Hunter, what'd you think of it?
I was watching it and I was like, man, this is a really dark Power Rangers.
I mean, yeah.
And that was really my whole takeaway from it. I enjoyed it, but it was kind of slow in the beginning, and then by the end I was really invested in it.
And then for me, I really enjoyed the premise of it. I liked just the whole thought process that a giant company fucked everything over.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's how it all got through. But the show itself, I just never got invested in. I was like, I'll finish watching it, but I could stop at any point and be fine.
Yeah. I think, because I started watching it when it came out, in 2016, in a legal gray area, but,
Right.
I watched, the first 3 episodes and just didn't get invested at all, which, I didn't read anything about, and I don't think the show, 100% tells you what's going on until episode 9, I think it was, when it all like finally came together.
Yeah.
And then like past episode like 6 or 7, when like they start getting into like the action and stuff, it's like pretty messed up for a Kamen Rider series, which I definitely have like a point of entry to like know this is something not special but different.
Mm-hmm.
A lot different. That's what kept me going throughout it.
Yeah, to me this is what the Kamen Rider's all about.
Yeah.
Murdering.
Which this does have like it's a super interesting take, because all Kamen Riders are like this idea of some group of bad guys gets a superpower, one good guy or a group of good guys gets that same superpower, and the bad guys try and take over the world, good guys trying to stop the bad guy. And that's the whole story, and so they're always like based on the same powers, and this took it in a really extreme version and explored interesting ideas with it by the end of it.
Yeah, by the end, I'm not sure who was supposed to be the good or bad guy.
Yeah, not at all.
Just
like, I mean, I still think it's supposed to be Haruka, but like at the very end, didn't they say he eats people?
Yeah, no, he's totally cool with that.
Yeah,
no, he doesn't eat people.
Well,
it was the old dude for the company. When he's describing everything, he was saying that
eats Amazons and people.
Mm-hmm.
No, that was Jin. Jin ate Amazons and people.
No, Jin just ate Amazons.
Yeah, Jin didn't eat people.
Oh, you're right.
There was the old guy said there's Amazons that eat people, Amazons that eat Amazons, and an Amazon that eats Amazons and people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because Jin's the third type of Amazon now.
No, Haruka.
Haruka.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Haruka. Mm-hmm. Cool facts, which like not super cool. There's second season released in Japan on Amazon Video on April 7th, 2017. And a sequel, I don't know, called Kamen Rider Amazons, the movie The Last Judgment, which concludes the storyline of the 2 seasons before. It just came out on May 19th, 2018. Only in Japan, though. In theaters right now, so we'll probably never see it. Legally.
I probably won't see it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so what'd you guys think of Haruka and Jin, if you want to like do the main writers?
I like Jin a lot.
Jin was pretty like badass throughout the entire thing. I was like, all right, Jin.
They both eat eggs weird.
What do you mean?
Like, there's a couple parts where like I understand like they're in a rush and they have eggs, like the hard-boiled eggs, and then at some point they both just like shove the rest of it in their mouth, shell and all.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. I mean, I guess that's a lot easier.
It's extra protein, dog.
Jin peels the shell super quick. Like, I was jealous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like he just flicked it off and like half the thing went away. I was like, God damn.
Pulled the middle, it pulled the top, and the bottom, it was done. I was like, fuck, I don't know how to do that. I have to practice on hard-boiled eggs now. I have to now go out and buy more eggs.
Yeah.
That's what
just so you can be just as badass.
Yeah.
Flick them at kids.
It's perfect.
And then, another cool fact. I didn't write it down, but Jin hit the Alpha Amazon suit is based on there's a line of Japanese figures that takes Kamen Riders and like monstrifies them, basically.
Yeah,
I forget.
He looked pretty monstrous.
I forget what it's called right now. Or Super Imaginative Chigoken, I think, which stands for Steel Soul or something, because most of them have metal. It's a weird thing, but
sure.
They did a version of the original Amazon and then told like a little story in like a comic book that came with that figure about pre-Amazon, that he was the original Amazon before the original Amazon in 1974, but he was red, all monstrous, and then the creators saw that, or the creators for this series saw those figures and was like, that looks super cool, we're gonna name him Amazon Alpha as like the beginning.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And so he's like based off of that, and then just recently Alpha Amazon got his own super imaginative Chogokin figure. Oh, cool. So it's gone like completely full circle now. But another cool fact, with a run of 2 seasons with 13 episodes each, this is technically the second shortest series of Kamen Rider. Coincidentally, the other honor is held by its inspiration Kamen Rider Amazon, which ran for a single 24 episode season. And then this is the only entry in the Kamen Rider series to have an actual second season. The rest of them has just been 1 season and then like separated into entries, I guess that you'd call them. And, what'd you guys think of was it Execution Team? Or was that
Extermination Team?
Extermination Team, that was it, yeah.
You watched this, right, Billy?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I get that. You know, I assume you binged it all at once, and as such,
Not
like,
all
didn't
at
have
once.
a large amount of time to
Pretty
absorb
close.
the information. That makes sense. I'm still loose on everyone's names.
Yeah.
That's why I pulled him up.
But no, I liked them a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked the sniper dude, Kota Fukuda, because he didn't talk. And he was
just there.
And he was probably like without talking, he's probably the most sympathetic character to the rest of the team that I've ever seen, and it was amazing.
Yeah, like when he just fucking stopped because the one girl was there.
Yeah.
He was like, oh yeah, this is important. You care about that. Go talk to her.
Yep.
I liked the girl on the team. She was just like a little badass. It was great.
Was it Mizumi?
I have no idea.
Nozomi.
Nozomi, yeah.
She would just fight everyone hand to hand. It was great.
Yeah. And all shock weapons. Also, I forget which episode it was. Like 4 or 5. No, maybe a little later.
Than that, I think.
But the murder.
Yeah.
Just like you thought, like at first, the way they portray him at like the very first scene, you don't see his face. I was like, oh, he's another writer.
Yeah.
Like something's gonna happen.
I thought for sure. I was like, oh, they're gonna recruit him because I was in the mentality like they're gonna get a five like Amazon teams, like they all got the different colors and everything. When I saw Omega and they got the belt from Omega, I was like, oh, they're gonna get another rider because they're gonna give the belt to them.
You mean Sigma?
Or Sigma, yeah.
Yeah.
Sigma.
Yeah, the whole whatever, the 5 yen piece thing. When did that start? Because I watched it all on a big thing, and it seemed like they just threw it in and then referenced it every, like, the 2 episodes afterwards, but it was like, I got the big impact they were trying to make, but, like, I think any normal show that was, like, planned further ahead would have set that piece at, like, episode 2 instead of 2 episodes before the finale.
I think it started right after Haruka like officially joined the extermination team, and they were cool with him because Mamoru said he's like, all right, everyone else is in it for the money. I'm gonna start saving money.
Okay,
and then he specifically
I get where
coins.
Yeah, took shiny 5 yen.
Like he was still not in it for the money. It was great.
I mean, that's like he had at least like $40 there.
At least, well, 40 yen.
Yeah, that he'd been saving up for a month or 2.
Those coins are equivalent to our $5 bills.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So he had a good amount of money, like not to live, but like.
He was being paid for.
Also, do you expect him to turn?
Yeah.
Like you should have.
Yeah.
Like we should have, but I don't think I did.
Like episode 1, I was like, this is gonna be a story.
I wasn't ready for it. He said this doesn't taste good anymore. I was like, oh no. Oh no. And then they did the flashback, and I was like, God damn it!
Which they didn't show that in the episode, did they?
No.
Or did I? Okay, that's what I thought.
That's why they had to go back and show it.
Another thing about the flashbacks, like they flashbacked a lot, and like I don't know, like the only thing I could think is that it was like a production cost thing, like we want to hit 30 minutes for each episode,
right?
But we only did 22 minutes for each episode. What if we kept showing old footage again? So that's why the first episode was 45 minutes, so they could keep repeating like a 15-minute chunk over and over.
I mean, I don't have a lot of experience with Kamen Rider, but I have a lot of experience with Power Rangers, and I do that shit in Power Rangers too. And I think it could be production value. I also think it kind of brings to the forefront what the problem of this episode is, that's kind of the product of another episode, and so they're trying to get that back into your scope.
I mean, series or like the specific episode where
I think he was saying in
like
general.
in episode 2 if something happened and they bring it, they do a flashback and
Gotcha. I was confused. I was like, oh, okay.
Just kind of like get it back in your mind.
The cinematography was really weird. Though.
Yeah.
Like, there was a point about 24 minutes in episode 1. And I remember it's about 24 minutes because I was going to show Hunter, and then Amazon's really weird to, like, navigate between episodes. But I was going to show Hunter because it was, like, 24 minutes in. And it's about a 2-second period where it shows this girl's face, shows the stairs that she's running up, shows her face, and then shows a different angle of the stairs. All in about 2 seconds. It's 4 different shots, and I'm like, what the fuck
Yeah, I
is
remember
happening?
that was weird. Yeah, there were a lot of weird things, like not the last fight, but the fight with Sigma's final fight.
Yeah,
they started using drone footage which they started doing in a lot of other Kamen Rider and Super Sentai seasons, I think just after this.
Mm-hmm.
So like that might have been like one of the first times they ever started using drone footage to like fly around and see the whole battle like that. But that was cool. Like I couldn't find any other like things about the specific production, like if they were just trying new things or like how many directors it had or whatever. So it might have been like crazy, just we don't know what the show's gonna be, so let's do everything, and then when finally we get the right feel for it. There was one thing, which I guess not. If I was gonna try to segue into cool facts, I should have already done this one.
Sure.
But one of the producers, a longtime producer for Kamen Rider, what's his name? Shinichiro Shirakura, I think.
I think you butchered it, but let's go.
Yeah, he's a notorious producer in Kamen Rider, and depending on who you are, you either really like him or really hate him, because apparently he's a super hands-on producer with everything he does, and he does really drastic changes, so you either really like the changes he does or really don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm. And then he was interviewed talking about Kamen Rider Amazons, I think just before it came out. And they asked him, do you think the recent Kamen Riders are interesting? And this is the shows he produced. Yeah. And he said, no, I don't think so. I hope with Amazons, the toothless Kamen Riders get their fangs back.
Damn.
But just him talking about, in general, he kind of hates the tokusatsu fan base. Because, like, they like it, or the adult tokusatsu fan base, because they like kid shows. And he's like, but you're adults, you should like adult shows. So this is one of his pet projects where he's like, let's make a lot more mature version of this.
Right.
And then, yeah, I don't think I read it. Yeah, the original Kamen Rider Amazon was cut 24 episodes in because it was too violent. Which I think it was less violent than this, but in 1974, for what should have been a kid superhero show, people were like, nope, that's not good.
That's fair. And wasn't it more marketed towards Japanese audience? Wasn't it more marketed towards the Japanese audience?
What, this show? Or the original?
The original show.
Yeah, the original never came out anywhere besides Japan.
Yeah.
America would have been fine with it.
Yeah, America would have been like, it's not bloody enough.
And then,
I don't know if it's that in the 70s, but it's fine.
Something about when Haruka, or like, Jin never used weapons, I don't think. But yeah, whenever Haruka pulled out his weapons from the belt, like there was always like that blood or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, what's that? Is that just like weapons he formed?
Maybe.
Like, whatever it was super cool.
They gave
like,
no explanation.
Well, yeah,
Right.
but...
And the spike thing happened once? Like, did they just come from him?
Jin did use his arm blades once. He did I think it was like Violent Punish.
Oh,
yeah.
Jin did that a couple of times, I think.
Well, yeah, those are like classic Kamen Rider finishing moves.
Cool.
Where they hit a button on the belt and then does a super-powered charge that usually knocks people out.
Gotcha.
Or whatever. Or slashes them in half, tears your hand through their body, whatever. Yeah, so we talked about main characters, Extermination Team. What about the other side character? Well, I guess, what'd you guys think of Mizuki, the little sister?
Mizuki, yeah.
Yeah. She's coming from a Kamen Rider, not background, whatever, knowing about the show. She's a lot different than what she would have been in a normal Kamen Rider season. Because, like, they always have that little sister character, and she's always following the character around, but always supporting him no matter what he does. She's always like, he's my big brother, he's the best, and can never do any wrong. But this one, I mean, super cool that they're changing and challenging the different talks about it.
I think she could have been in it less, and it wouldn't have changed the production value of the show.
Yeah, it wouldn't have changed anything if she wasn't in it at all.
She wasn't very important. The only reason she was important to the story was she was his reason, or Haruka's reason for fighting. That was literally all she gave.
And then, yeah, the Bad guys, not bad guys. Well, the
Anti-hero?
pharmacy company.
Oh.
Whatever. The Nozumi pharmacy or something like that. No, that's not right.
Nozama Peston Service.
There we go. Yeah, what'd you guys think about those guys?
They were really mixed on the end, like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of infighting.
Well, I think that's how, like, normal companies are ran
Well, yeah.
anyways. But
The weird chairman guy,
yeah.
he was fucking insane.
Yeah, he was fucking great.
They're all kind of crazy.
He was the most entertaining one there.
They made monsters out of dead human cells or whatever the original thing was. I think they're all insane.
Yeah, how did they get 4,000 people to agree?
No, those are all created people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they created the monsters, let them, or gave them the power to disguise themselves as humans,
Gotcha.
and then something happened, and then they got loose.
Well, the chairman let them loose.
Well, yeah, that was the something that happened.
Yeah, he's fucking nuts. He was like he was like, we're gonna do this experiment, and then he's like, I want to do an experiment on the whole city. Let's fuck him up.
Yeah, he created his own ecosystem.
And like there was a big motif of to live is to eat, and that was kind of brought about when the chairman who made Sigma was like, oh yeah, Sigma doesn't have to eat, and then the head chairman was like, that's not living, that's a bitch.
He didn't quite say that, but
They said Sigma had a weakness, like, right before the final fight, and then they never, like, they ended up beating him otherwise. It's like, if they had figured out his weakness, they would have beaten him easily, and it's like, well, we'll kill him before they figure it out. And then they fought them in a long, drawn-out fight where everyone teamed up and ended up beating him, not through the weakness. I have no idea what his weakness is, and I want to know.
His weakness was he doesn't feel pain.
Yeah.
Doesn't know when to run away or quit.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's what the company was referencing, but like that's how they won the fight, because he doesn't feel the pain, so he didn't know, oh, I'm about to actually die, I should leave.
Nah, that's hardly a weakness at all. You're already using a dead person. That's great. Make 5,000 more of those.
Yeah, I mean, they were about to.
They were.
They should.
Which they already ordered the belts, right?
It was a small test number.
Started the mass
A
production.
few hundred.
So there might be a few hundred.
Can you imagine
lying around.
100 of those?
What?
That'd be great.
And
I mean, you have to be an Amazon to use them, but you know.
Yeah, it's fine.
And I like that the belts didn't help you control your powers; they just heightened the Amazon powers. I liked the change of Haruka from his non-belt form to his belted form.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool, and I wanted to see Mamoru's, but that didn't happen.
I thought that's what he was going to do when he killed Sigma. I thought they were going to pick it up.
That's what I thought.
But nope, he turns evil. Kind of. He's still alive, so...
I actually read a spoiler for the second season.
Well, I've had to read a few. I don't know about his character specifically, but...
It says he becomes the leader for the Resistance 5 years later.
Nice.
But yeah, apparently the season 2 is a 5-year time skip. Some more cool facts. All the episodes are titled with letters of the alphabet. They're starting, and then they continue it on in season 2, ending with Z, kind of. The last episode is called Amazons. That's the same word as the first one, but they highlight the last Z in it instead of the first A. But then everything else is the first letter of everything.
That's kind of cool, though. Like, they start with A, and they end with Z.
Episode 13 was cheating on that, because its title was just M. They didn't come up with a title.
Well, I mean,
it was just
it's M.
They could have at least used his whole name.
They used. They called Mamoru M. Like everyone did, except for the team.
Sure, they should have used his whole name. It was cheating.
I mean, it's kind of like cheating. You know. Man, yeah. What'd you guys think of the Bugman? Not Bugman, but like the Amazons.
The Amazons. Okay.
Yeah.
The nasty Amazons.
Yeah. Bad guys.
I wish there'd been more variety.
Yeah, I think that's another thing, like, they didn't know how much money to put into the show.
Yeah.
And this is just me speculating, but, like, I'm sure, because the final battle was just...
everything we've seen before. Except for, like, the queen. We didn't see another queen. Oh, yeah, we did. Yeah, she was there.
I'm pretty sure.
I will say, if they weren't going to do, like, a shit ton of variety, I'm glad they did it the way they did, where, like, the first two were the same, and it's, like, the same type we fought yesterday, and then there's also this one. Like, they set the precedent early that there would be repeats.
Yeah, and then whatever that episode was, when they were, that whole apartment of just the one grunt.
The hive.
In most, I guess, in most of the tokusatsu seasons, they have, like, general, like, cannon fodder grunts.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They didn't have those in this one.
No.
Like, the only thing was the ants from that one apartment were the closest to that.
Yeah.
Well, I think every time there was an E rank, it was that type of thing.
Mm-hmm. There definitely weren't as many as they are in, like, the other
Yeah.
series. But then, another quick fact. The show's name is a tongue-in-cheek reference to it being released on Amazon Prime. I don't know which came first, whether Amazon Prime approached Kamen Rider and was like, hey, make a show, and they're like, oh, what if we named it Amazon, or if it was the opposite. But then in Japan, the tagline for the show is open your Amazons, which is a direct reference to opening Amazon on your phone or browser. Yeah. Just in general, like, the fights and stuff, what do you guys think about?
Very Power Ranger-y. I mean,
yeah, it's made by the same people.
yeah, I mean, it's like I said, and I held true to this. It felt like a very violent Power Rangers.
Mm-hmm.
I was okay with that. I was like I said, I was invested in it by the end. But it was very. I went in knowing that it was going to be kind of Power Ranger-y, and so I was fine with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and to be like Power Ranger is a perfect description because like Power Ranger fights are unique to other series.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did like when the thing that they would do when like they fell on the ground and they would like slap the ground and pop back up like that.
It was like a reverse push-up.
It's like they're hitting the ground so hard that the force of it just drives them up. That's insane.
Yeah, they've had in this one there were a couple like really cool bits that like basically my dope ass shit runner-ups. There's one bit when he's Haruka is chasing that one guy who didn't want to eat, or is the murderer episode, the human murderer, and then they're running through the forest, and then Haruka pushes the guy down a little hill in the forest, and then he rolls down the hill and then jumps up halfway through the roll and then starts chasing the guy again. Mm-hmm. It just looked cool. And it's like kind of, I've not seen another Kamen Rider or someone do that, and it's like a lot more of a bestial move, which is what they were all doing. And he's always like crouched to the ground. Mm-hmm. And then it was the second episode, I think.
That might be my dope ass shit. Don't say it.
Okay. Yeah, a couple other things like that we'll maybe get to then.
Was it the Bat Guy? Was it the Bat Guy?
Maybe?
Yeah.
Alright. Yeah, something else that I've not seen exactly, which, like, it makes sense. The Tlaloc, or whatever the operation was.
Yeah.
I mean, they describe it a little bit. He's an Aztec god of rain.
Yep.
And a kind of cool reference because the original Kamen Rider Amazon, he the character is actually from the Amazon in Brazil.
Oh.
And he's a Japanese person adopted by a group of Incan people. Mm-hmm. So like it's still a reference to
the Amazons.
Amazon, and then South American cultures and stuff.
Okay.
Even though Incans and Aztecs totally different, but like
Incans were more South American. Mm-hmm. They did share like the same gods, just because like you know how like gods transfer from different pantheons. They're just different names.
I'm sure there's tons more to talk about.
There always is.
Yeah. Anything not like your dope ass shit, but like you guys wanted to point out that you noticed or thought was cool or whatever?
Nothing in particular, honestly.
Damn.
Like I said, like it was an alright show. I don't regret watching it, but I could have stopped at any point and been fine.
Yeah. I liked, this is again coming back to like comparing it to other seasons of Kamen Rider. I like how, or like someone was saying it, by the end you didn't know who exactly was like the hero or the good guy. Like that's, I'm sure they've questioned it before, but like this is the first series that's like had that as like its main focus, and like not had the good guy and then the anti-hero who always thinks he's the good guy. But this is you're actually not sure who's the good guy, and then they talk about like how far each person's willing to go, and like that being a main point. I
really liked how the scars of the people reflected on their Amazon bodies. Like Jin had the scar on his chest from where he put the Amazon cells in. And then at the end, Haruka had the slashes on his chest plate.
I assume from multiple fights with Jin.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's another cool bit, like, referencing that those are, like, their actual bodies, not suits, like in a traditional
they
tokusatsu
look
series.
like suits.
Well, yeah, they're still suits, but, like, in most normal tokusatsu, when in this show they showed blood because that's their real bodies. In the other ones they'd show sparks because that's the suit and it's the powers conflicting on sparks. And yeah, I knew this was gonna be a short one, but like it's definitely shorter. Because this is where we would go into our community segment.
We don't have any.
And moving on.
That was a joke. I was gonna wait like a long time and be like, and that was our community segment.
I don't know if that would have worked.
No. We didn't have a community segment because you still kind of don't have a community. So if you're listening to this, help us become a community.
Yeah, just hit us up.
And then whenever season 2 of Amazon Rider comes out, we might watch it. And then if you're into it, help us be in the next episode. All right.
Yeah.
We'll probably think about more when we're talking about the dope ass shit, but we can move on to that segment.
Hunter, what's yours?
Yeah, since I already referenced it.
Yeah, in episode 2, when they're fighting the bat guy and Haruka goes rage on him, he stands on his wings and throws him and rips his wings off and then jumps and smashes his head in. That was my dope ass shit. Happened really early.
That was like pure rage.
Yeah, it was fucking awesome. Wasn't that before he had the belt? Oh no, that was right after he got the belt.
No, that was before.
No, that was before.
That was the first time he transformed.
Yeah, when he was still just like completely out of control.
Like feral. It was awesome.
Seth, what's yours?
I want to say it was the last episode when the extermination team was fighting like just a shit ton of bugs. I kind of wanted them to be more relevant throughout the entire thing, and was actually kind of happy that they like could handle a group of like 10 or 15 bugs.
That's a weird thing. Like for the most of the season, they didn't kill anything. Yeah. It was, I mean, unless you count Momoru
and set up.
Yeah. Momoru always actually like did the killing, so I was like, I don't even know sure if they are able to kill a bug.
Yeah, because like the first episode, the group of them fought one D class. It was like, oh, okay. So I was glad they eventually were worthwhile.
Not my dope ass shit, but like the intro segment, like they go on a long time just as the extermination group, and like the very first time I watched it, I was like, did I click on the right one or am I doing a different show? Because like it goes on. It felt like 20 minutes, like half the episode at least, of just like a covert ops team battling monsters. I was like, I guess this is the show, but like super cool intro. But my dope ass shit, which now that I'm thinking about it, I should have made my dope ass shit the Wings one. But like why I like this one is the same exact reason I could have liked the Wings one.
Yeah.
But when he's or I guess the first time he uses a finishing move on the apartment on the queen ant whatever, he like punches her, slashes her, then throws her up in the air, does his finishing or hits the button on the belt, and then just has her fall on his blades, and then she slices in half. And that was like, I guess early enough on, I was like, okay, I know where this show's going. And then he did it every single episode.
Yep.
Super cool, and like definitely not a thing Power Rangers would do.
No, very violent.
Like the same thing, Power Rangers wouldn't have him stand on the wings and rip a part of his body off.
Like episode 2, you knew this was not a Power Rangers show.
Yeah, I guess short episode, short series. So, any closing thoughts? I mean, just like overall,
eat your hamburgers, guys, so you don't turn into a monster.
I mean, eat your hamburgers, but more importantly, don't eat human hamburgers.
Don't eat human hamburgers, or else you get the taste.
Is that like a roast, a pot roast type thing that they were serving at that restaurant?
I think they were burgers.
They were like
burgers.
He made them into
steak
patties.
Burgers. Yeah.
Okay.
Because they were served like steaks, but like it was hamburger meat.
Steak. Yeah, it had like gravy and stuff on them. I saw it and I was like, man, I think I'm a cannibal because that looks fucking good.
Yeah, that was another interesting thing. Them questioning whether Amazons are like inherently evil or not.
That's what the chairman wanted. He was like, they're just people. They have a different like palate. They eat humans. How does that make them?
He wanted another ring on the food chain.
Yeah, he's like, how does that like? Why does that make them bad? Like,
do you think he's gonna get eaten season? You know what? That's what we can talk about. Like, I mean, if you're in the know, you probably already know what is in season 2. But yeah, we can talk about what we might think season 2's about.
I I hope he dies of old age in the 5-year time skip.
Maybe.
I think he's gonna inject himself with Amazon cells and and become an Amazon, and that'll help him. Because I thought the whole reason he started the Amazon cell project was for longevity. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
because they never talked about why they did. They just said they were human-eating cells that they developed that then got not out of control, but like they then turned into living organisms.
Well, like they're a pharmaceutical company, so like they're I figure like it's something to do with longevity. That's why, and the resiliency of the Amazon cells. That's what I think is gonna happen.
And could have been originally like thrown out as a cancer prevention thing.
Yeah, maybe. Because it eats human cells, like that would help cancer.
It's like, fuck it, you got cancer that's making more. We'll eat some.
Mm-hmm. And then, kind of interesting, they have a whole department of, they're a pharmaceutical company, but they have a whole department of, oh shit, something happened. How do we weaponize this now?
I think that was directly because like there was a 2-year time skip from the
accident.
From the accident, they probably got the team together. It wasn't immediate. They didn't have him on retainer.
Maybe
that'd be a weird contract. All right, you're the chief of this operation. But if anything bad happens, you immediately have to find a way to profit off of it. All right, I'm an evil enough dude to do that.
Could you imagine being on the extermination team for those first 2 years?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I mean,
they
still did
it
like
2 in the year before.
Did it?
Yeah. It's
okay.
Like there were 2 last year and 8 this year.
That's why they were all living together. They couldn't afford different housing.
They were poor as fuck.
Yeah,
it's like, I did this for the money. And it's like, you're all broke, though.
Did I go through all of the... Yeah. That was all the cool facts. Did the dope ass shit. So, that'd be a cool final boss if the very big guy turned into an Amazon.
Right.
And they had to all fight him.
I think the next series is gonna, or the next season is gonna be a lot of Haruka and Jin going at it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I saw the thing. There's a resistance. And I don't know how they're. I think they might be eating humans, but in a very tame way. Like
well, yeah,
like a piece at a time. Like
yeah,
an
they were
arm or
saying
leg
if
at
you
a time.
eat too much, it you go berserk or whatever. You lose your not lose your humanity. Whatever, your Amazon awakens. That's it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which
were they killing them as soon as their Amazon awakened?
What do you mean?
Like in the resistance, once people were awakened, was it like, all right, well, you're out of the group now?
Yeah,
I don't know. Well, because
Haruka was killing him. Because like, they were attacking his friends, and like he just started killing them. But he was protecting all those other ones, and there were even Amazons that were like in Amazon form, but docile.
Yeah.
So I think it's like once the primal Amazon awakens, then he's like, yep, I can't fuck with you anymore because he's
that might be something to look at. See if at the final episode if their armbands were red or blue.
Because he was all about the peaceful living. Like he wanted the peaceful living for Amazons, for the people who wanted it.
Also, did they explain 100% what the gold armband was? Was it just more I think protein to stop?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
It was just a they called it they had more dampeners in it.
Okay.
So I think it was just the new one because all the other ones were silver. They just mass produced them. The gold one was specifically for him.
And then.
Which I assume is how they do a season 2 5 years later.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's all. So next episode, what are we doing?
We're doing Power Rangers RPM.
Power Rangers RPM.
Yep.
You can watch it on Netflix.
Probably
sure everywhere else. I don't know if it's on Hulu, but I know Netflix has all Power Rangers. And RPM 2009 came out. The last Disney era whatever Power Rangers season. This is all cool facts that I know beforehand.
Hulu only has the Power Rangers.
Okay. Yep, so Power Rangers RPM. Probably on Netflix. You can buy it on DVD, I'm sure.
Definitely
Blu-ray.
on Netflix.
Maybe not on Blu-ray. I don't know. Yeah. And then, if you want to talk about Kamen Rider Amazons and or Amazon Riders, hit us up on Twitter at
Official Side B.
At Official Side B. I tried looking it up a couple days ago. Couldn't find it.
Oh.
So...
That sucks.
That is unfortunate.
Hey, there'll be a link in the description for our Facebook and Twitter. Yep. So if you're watching this on YouTube, hit that description and do that. And then also talk to us about it on here, on YouTube.
Let us know. Just talk to us. We want to hear your voices.
Well, not hear. I don't know.
I'm gonna hear them. I'm gonna
We want to understand the
voice
words
to
that
each comment.
Okay. I mean, it might be a completely wrong voice.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But it will be
No,
my
if
choice
you-
to misconstrue
yes.
your voice.
Yes. No. When you hit submit on your comment, you're signing our legal agreement. Hunter can misconstrue what your voice sounds like.
Yes, I can.
Take a
That
guess
is my God-given
on the
right.
picture based on how you did Celeste.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think that's all. Just like, subscribe, talk to us. Watching Power Rangers RPM next month. Talk to us about that. What was your dope ass shit from Kamen Rider Amazon season 1?
Kamen Rider.
Kamen Rider. Yeah. Oh, there was something. Amazon Prime. Like, I don't know. I was looking at suggested things, and there's a thing called Sexy Rangers.
Ooh.
And like,
When do we
it's,
do that?
I don't know if it's a porno, but like, it seems like a porno.
Huh.
That should be our new one.
Is that a happy thing to... No.
I mean, there is Power Rangers porn. Like, 100%.
Yeah, there's
yes.
a market for it, for sure.
Why?
Yeah, alright. But we're ending this episode, so next time be part of our community segment. Hopefully.
What was the thing? Last time
thing?
you did...
See, that's what I'm trying to figure out. I don't think there is a thing.
There's not a... Fuck. We can't, like, show coins on the
No.
thing. There's no happy outro.
There's no happy.
There's no happy.
Huh.